Gold in the American River by Ferris James. Illustrated by Kevin McCain. Did you ever look at rings or necklaces made of gold? Did you ever wonder where the gold came from? This is the story of gold in California. This is the story about how gold changed California and America forever. In the 1830s, a man named John Sutter left his home in a country called Switzerland and went to California. He moved to California because he wanted to start a huge ranch. He bought cattle. He hired workers. He thought his dream would come true. Gold in the American River. James Marshall, a man who worked for Mr. Sutter, went to the American River on Mr. Sutter's ranch. Mr. Marshall was building a sawmill. A sawmill is a place where logs from trees can be cut into lumber for building houses and barns. In those times, sawmills were powered by water. On January 24th, 1848, Mr. Marshall was standing by the river looking at the water. Suddenly he saw something shiny and yellow. Mr. Marshall put his hand into the water. There was a piece of gold. He looked again. Gold was all around this place. James Marshall hurried back to see John Sutter. Mr. Marshall was excited. He told John Sutter all about the gold. Mr. Sutter was not interested. He did not want people coming onto his ranch to look for gold. He did not want to share his land with anyone. Mr. Sutter told Mr. Marshall not to tell anyone about the gold that he had found. But Mr. Sutter's workers had seen the shiny gold among the sand and rocks in the American River. They could not keep the gold a secret. In the nearby city of San Francisco, Sam Brannan heard about the gold on John Sutter's land. He asked to see it. Sam Brannan became very excited. He took a bottle of gold dust and ran through the streets of San Francisco shouting, "Gold! Gold in the American River!" Men and women came running to see the shiny yellow gold in the bottle. They were excited. "Gold! Gold!" they cried. "Gold in the American River!" People ran to buy shovels. They rushed to the American River. They all wanted gold. This was the beginning of the California Gold Rush. The Gold Rush. During 1848 and 1849, news about the gold spread throughout the world. Many people wanted to go to California. But in 1849, transportation was a big problem. There were no roads, no cars, no planes, and no train tracks in California. People could get there only by ship or by covered wagon. Ships had to travel all the way around South America. They had to sail south on the Atlantic Ocean and then north on the Pacific Ocean to California. This trip was long and dangerous. It took almost a year. Some ships ran out of drinking water and food. Other ships sank. Many people died. Traveling to California on land also was very hard. People in covered wagons had to cross thousands of miles of wild country. Animals had to pull heavy wagons across rivers and over mountains. The trip across America took many months. Animals died. People died. Many who had left their families to look for gold never came back. People from many lands all over the world joined the California Gold Rush. Reaching California. Many thousands of people went to California looking for gold. They had caught gold fever, the great desire to find gold. They came from all over the world. They came from all over the United States. They came in boats and wagons. Everyone rushed to California with the dream of getting rich. When the travelers arrived, many overran John Sutter's ranch. They trampled his corn and wheat fields. They killed his cattle for food. They broke down his house and used the wood. They built camps and towns all along the American River. Impact of the Gold Rush. Pollution and destruction. In the beginning, gold was easy to find, but soon miners had to spend hours and hours each day in cold water trying to find gold. Some miners got tired of working alone. They got together and formed companies. Companies bought machines to get the gold out of the ground faster. The machines caused floods and pollution. They ruined some clean rivers in California. Native Americans. Native American lands were overrun by gold miners as well. It did not matter who lived on the land first. If people were looking for gold, they did not want Native Americans in their way. The way of life of many Native Americans was destroyed. Expressions using gold. In English, there are many expressions that use the word gold or golden. Gold fever, great desire to look for gold. Golden State, a name for the state of California. Good as gold, very good, excellent. Golden anniversary, 50-year anniversary. Gold medal, first place in a sports competition. Cooperation. Chinese, Europeans, Mexicans, and Americans all went to California to look for gold. People worked side by side. Some of them helped each other. People from many countries worked together. They learned about new cultures. They learned to accept one another. Economics and business. Many people in California made money selling food, water, clothes, and tools to the gold miners. A man named Levi Strauss made strong, heavy pants for the gold miners. These pants were blue. Levi Strauss invented blue jeans. Blue jeans are still popular today. Another man, named Philip Armour, sold meat to the gold miners. He opened a factory that put meat in cans. His factory is still working today. The Gold Rush spirit lives on. The California Gold Rush ended when it became too difficult to find gold. Towns became vacant. People moved away. But California was changed forever. Many people with a spirit of adventure stayed in California. They found other jobs or opened new businesses. People from many places learned to accept each other. They learned about different foods, customs, and cultures. They learned to work hard. The gold rush ended in California more than 100 years ago. But California is still a place where people from many cultures live and work. San Francisco is still a big city where people come to make a new life for themselves.